ain't nobody hearing nothing. So all they hearing is him talking crazy to me. You ought to be shaming yourself, you this, that, and another. And everybody listen to that. I should have known better, but it didn't make a difference because they're hearing it. And the damage was done. The one we did the day before wore them out, and the people told him, do you know what that nigga just did to you? Because he's not getting it. He's getting it, he can't get nothing off, you know what I mean? Because soon as I see him, oh, Imam, you're the famous Imam Musa. I say, yes, I'm as famous as I can be. I said, now, I know you're going to say something controversial, so that means I'm definitely not going to say nothing. Right? He want me to, because see, I watch Fox News. Fox News is the one that got Sami Al-Arian case. Yeah. And all they have to do is get you to say, that's how the law was then, it's still that way. So they're trying to, I know you're going to say something controversial. They had just finished the case where they had said, we did a program, I tell you when it was. It wasn't 9/11 was 2 days later, so it was 9/9/2001. It was a wonderful program out in Irvine. Yeah. At the university, the auditorium was full. We raised $100,000 for Imam Jamil. Yeah, hey man. And it was on the road. All the big shots was there. Everybody was there. And so they wanted me to speak. When I spoke last, Hamza Yusuf was there. Everybody. Because we had the Uncle Tom crew working in between, That's when they think they're going to neutralize and we're going to run your whole show and you're going to be a figurehead. They had that down pat. And I just said, sure, it's great. So anyway, but after all, you want to raise money, you want to do this, you want to do that. That's what you do. You manage the system. Anyway, they said, they wrote a little thing about what we said then, and so the FBI, Fox News called the FBI and they said, this guy just said such and such out there. And so the FBI, because the reporter, Dan Krause, whatever his name was, I don't know if you remember, a reporter kept coming out here for many times. He did an article in the Post. And technically it was a good article. And so he was telling me all of what he's getting. He said, you said you're going to burn America down. I said, oh, that's what I said. I said, we had a saying back in the day, burn, baby, burn. That if you don't leave us alone, if you don't stay out of business, we're going to burn America down. I was saying, they said, they had a saying. Now, Fox News told them, I said, we're going to burn America down. If I would have said that, I'd still be in jail now. So Dan Krause the reporter was coming by. I'll get to this other stuff in a minute. He was saying, yeah, I looked that up. And they said you said this, but you didn't say that. You said that. I said, it's correct. You got it right. So, but Dan Krause made a long article, and it was about all the things about Patrick Henry's speech, give me liberty, give me death. And when I was out there, I talked about one man that I had a lot of respect for. I say, after World War II, on the islands in the Pacific, they had a lot of holdout Japanese troops. And all the way up. The war's over in 45. So all up in the 50s, they would find pockets of Japanese troops that wouldn't surrender. The last one was 1975. Good God Almighty. He'd been in the jungle in the Philippines and running around, and so when they found him, they said the war's been over 25, 30, something like that. He said, I'm not surrendering. If you want me to surrender, you get the officer that put me in charge. That put me on post. You bring him in here, and I'll surrender my sword. And they had a picture in the newspaper of this guy in that uniform. It was 25, it was 30 years old. But you could tell it was a Japanese uniform, and he was giving him his officer, his captain, a lieutenant that put him on post. He said, I'm not surrendering to no Johnny-come-lately, right? And that was so impressive because a lot of the lectures in those days was about discipline and focus and all that, hold on. And I said, that's a bad boy. You could see him with his Japanese uniform, handing over his sword to his commanding officer, that they went back to Japan, and they took that guy back. He's the biggest hero in Japan at that time. Because they said, it's a bad boy. And I talked about that in the lecture. This is a big lecture out there. And they was trying to say I had said something I didn't say. And the newspaper reporter listened to what I said. And he said the FBI listened to all that too, and that's why you don't have no charge. I said, they can't charge the poor brother for saying that. He said, that's right. But Fox News was trying to say that I said, and I knew Fox News because Sami Al-Arian was a friend of mine. And I knew right around that time, Fox News gave the government the go ahead, and they asked the questions that trapped him, and he wasn't slick enough. Well, they can't get the Negro to say, I read every law in the book. And I said, shoot. And I know the difference between and thee, and thou, and them, and me, and they say, and I say. Al-Arian didn't know the difference because he's not from here. And he hadn't been to court but once or twice. Well, he's been to court plenty now. Let me finish up. Okay. So there's the administrative state out of the deep state. There's the administrative state that gets all this stuff done. It's also referred to as the efficient state. The state that includes all the organizations, the FBI, the CIA, and And you would have to include Congress and all that, and all the other visible surface military-industrial complex, CIA, FBI, NSA. That's all part of the efficient state or the administrative state. This is a big country. It has to be administered. That's what it's a part of. Okay. But what we're talking about now is the deep state that don't nobody know, or you can't even mention it, the Israelis. They got laws that if you mention the Israelis, if you say that the Holocaust didn't exist or something, especially in Europe, they put you in jail. Yeah. You can say, I hate niggers and burn them all. That's okay. No, some people won't like it. But they can't put you in jail for that unless you follow it up by doing something. But if you say the Zionists, right? So, okay, now here I am free as a bird or semi-free. You got to have sense. I'm telling you, in order to move through all of this stuff for all of these years, you can't be no dummy. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that other people are, but you can't be no dummy. And then you got all of their people, which is most of the administrative Negroes, working with them, all the white folks working with them. But there is another group that we're appealing to. We've been appealing to them for decades because we knew that they always existed. That is a small group of disaffected Americans that really believe in the Constitution. I've mentioned this all a lot. They believe in the Constitution. They believe if the Congress would work right, we would be all right. They believe in Thomas Jefferson. They believe in all the stuff that they say on the surface. You have a right to say what you want and to have your opinion, and you'll go down and vote. And they believe it. They believe it. Those are the people we're appealing. See, now there's something that happened. It's time, place, circumstance. It's the past and caught up to us in a hurry. I mean, if you think I'm playing, just go back 3 or 4 years ago on this time of the year and how things were happening. It's almost doubled in the last 4 years. The fires last year, when they run through, and this is the first part, this is just August. Early August of the fire season. It's not going to rain in California till November, probably. And the hottest part out there in the West is September. Now here at the end of September and October, it's just nice, 75 degrees. In fact, people want to have their demonstrations on October the 15th or the 17th or the 12th. That's perfect weather. 70 degrees, 75 degrees. Usually around 75 degrees because people study that stuff. And the people that can get a demonstration, that's when they want it. Probably won't rain, so they study, but California is different. The West is different. And look what we got out there. And it's coming east. When I say it's coming east, that means it's drying up out there already. And it's coming, now you hear Colorado and all of that, right? Colorado's where the Rocky Mountains are. They have snow up there and Denver's 5,282 feet up, a mile. They call it the Mile High City. And they tell you, if you don't like the weather, just wait a couple of hours. Right? Because the weather changes up there. It changes. Right? And it'll rain. Sometime during the year, it's rain and sunshine a little bit. And so you get up at that altitude, when you go up a couple of thousand more feet, over the 5,800 feet, you get in the snow. And that snow is what formed the Colorado River. And the Colorado River run all down through Colorado and Arizona, and it runs down into California. And that's where LA gets most of its water. And they got that big dam up there. And that dam used to be full of water. And now the rings go down 15 or 20 feet from the lake. The lake, what's that? Lake Mead? That's Lake Mead. they had all these resort things all up here. You gotta almost, you can't even, they don't even have no place now for you to get in the water. That's how low the water is. And that's the top, that is the biggest part of the dam. The dam goes, I don't know how far. It's hundreds of miles. Man, that's how the water is. That's how they're losing everything. They hoping that it keeps enough water in it to run the electricity. Because all of LA's electricity come from there. All of LA's water come from there. Okay. I hate to bore you with this, but look at the forest fires that are already cranked up. Look at everything.